Okay, A to Z to get this thing. One, please go to the police station. Reason you're going there is to go find your DFO, designated firearms officer. You're going to need to see this person a few times, so get to know them. Please ask them for application form for competency for you to get a firearm. Right. Then they're going to give you the form. On front of the form is going to say requirements. There's like 12 or 15 of these requirements. Please go get these first. After you get them, please find around. Google, DM me. Where can I find the nearest accredited firearms institution? Once you found them, they're going to ask you to purchase 2 books. One is on the law. The other one is on the firearm or combination of firearms you want. There are 4 firearms that you can get. So you decide whether you want to do 2, combination of 2, 3, or all 4. At this point, I advise everybody, please do the 4, all 4, do the whole combination, because it for each and every time you apply for competency, they say it takes 4 to 6 months. And we both know it has taken longer. Yeah. So let's say in a year's time, you've got your license with your handgun, section 13, and in a year's time, a friend invites you to go hunting, and then you want to start the whole process again. You see? Yeah. So this is that's what I advise. And then after that, at the back of these books, there is an open book test, both the practical of the gun and also the law. Please fill them out at your own time, and you can cheat because it's an open book test. And then after that, they're going to ask you to book a date where you're going to be coming in. Now, certain schools are very busy. They'll have maybe 2 classes a week of coming to do this thing. And some of them are only once a month. So depending on your availability and their availability. So this is where now time comes into play. Once you get the date, you're going to go there. On this day, I advise everybody, please, all the questions that you've ever had about firearms, all the scenarios, or how many licenses, how many firearms can I have? Can I have this one and that one? Can I buy that one? Please ask them all on that day. That's what that day is for. And then after the talk and asking all questions, you're going to go into the test, closed book test. They're going to take these books away from you. And then you're going to start to write the law and also the firearm or combination of firearms that you wanted to do. After that, you're going to do the practical, loading live rounds, and then shooting at a distance, target at a distance. And then after that, depending on the assessor, again, the busyness of the school, they're going to mark your things. It might take a week, might take 2 weeks. After that, they'll have to hand them in at PFTC. Again, at PFTC, might take a week or 2. And then they're going to issue them with certificates. Then they're going to have to print out the certificates. Once certificates are printed out, that's the only time they can call you to say, hey, come get your certificates, so that you can now do your whole application for competency. At this stage, you don't need anybody's help. Just take the certificates, do copies, take the copies, put them together, fill out the forms with all the requirements that I said you must get from the beginning, remember? And then hand them all in at SAPS, at your nearest police station. That process is going to take 4 to 6 months, as I said. Then during this time, I advise everybody, please, if you can afford it and you already know what gun you want to buy, even before we get to this process, you can walk into a shop and buy a gun. The only people I don't advise this for is if you definitely know that you've got a criminal record, then do not buy the gun at this stage. First, go clear your situations first before you start, because you won't even receive a competency certificate at the stage. Because at competency, they do a background check, and if they find that you've got a criminal record, they're not going to issue you out with a competency certificate, so it becomes pointless. But for the people that don't have a criminal record, that becomes a good thing for you, because if you know the firearm you want to buy and you can have the cash to have it, then I would suggest buy it, because you can get an instructor to teach you how to shoot it properly way before even your competency comes. Because once your competency comes again, you're going to go to the police station again if you're buying it from somebody else. If you're buying it from a shop, you don't have to go to the police station at this time. You can just go to the shop and say, hey, I would like to buy a gun. I've got my competency certificate. Purchase the gun. They're going to give you the details of the gun on the 271 paper. Again, you're going to need to fill it out yourself. But the most important thing here, one of the requirements, is a motivation. You're going to have to motivate. Why do you need to have a gun? At this stage, I advise everybody again, please find somebody else to do this for you at the institution that you learn, or at the shop that you're buying the firearm. They normally will have somebody that they'll get, call that number, ask them to do a motivation for you. It's a document. It's about lots of pages, and it needs to be detailed. Then once you have this, you combine all of these things again, plus your forms, the ones that you filled in, 271 paper, application forms. Then you hand them in at your police station again. See, DFO again. You see how many times we've seen this person already. So then it's going to take another 4 to 6 months. So you are looking at now 8 months to a year, maybe even longer. So in that time, if you already purchased the firearm, which you need to purchase the firearm, you cannot apply for your license if you don't have a serial number. Then means you have to purchase the gun to get the serial number. So you cannot have a license. So hence I go. In that year, while you're waiting for all of these things to come together, you can be practicing, learning how to shoot the gun properly. So by the time the permit in form of a license arrives, it's done. You already know how to use your weapon. I think that's the A to Z. If I've missed anything, please comment below, or I'll do another video to correct the situations. Stay strapped.